Hello.
Hi.
My voice pop cracked in the middle. I didn't even know what that was. Hello.
Hi.
And welcome back once again to Wheel Takes, a podcast about how much noise our dog makes when he is off mic. And also The Wheel of Time, a series of fantasy novels written by Robert Jordan and completed by Brandon Sanderson. My name is Gus, and I've read all of them.
I'm Allie, and I'm on book 12, chapter 10.
Yeah, this podcast...
I'm a first-time reader. I didn't say that.
...only contains spoilers for what Allie's already read, and today that's everything up to and including The Gathering Storm, Chapter 10, The Last of the Tabak. How's it going?
I am bereaved.
Why?
Lost at sea. Because Randall Thor has made peace with the Ch10
Has
once
he?
again.
He's working on it.
Well, he has told Rodel to stop attacking them.
He has.
And I respectfully, but also disrespectfully, disagree with this decision.
Now, I love this.
Here's the thing. I have decided what you love what.
I love
what do
the
you love?
Fervent dedication we have to this. Peace with the fuck all that. I love it.
I already know that there's going to be somebody going, but he has to, because I know I don't have to like it though. I don't have to like it. I don't have to like it. I won't. I refuse to like it. It's like the beats of the literature world.
Sure.
Right now. These are the beats. I don't like beats.
So peace with the Ch10
Those little dirt clods.
is like eating your vegetables, except the vegetables are also enslaving people.
I like vegetables.
Sure. I'm making a broader metaphor, yes.
I will eat plenty of vegetables. I love vegetables. I hate beets with the Ch10.
I also hate beets with the Ch10. But what I'm getting at here is that the comparison you're making is, I understand that it's necessary in the purposes of broader plot structure and in terms of banding together before Tarman Gaiden,
yes.
But I still fucking hate it.
But I'm pouting.
Yes, I also am pouting.
I'm pouting.
I am not happy about this either.
I'm allowed to pout. Let me go on the pouting journey.
I'm not happy about this either.
Yeah, I already know. I already know. Before you touch that keyboard, I already know somebody's going to be trying to justify it to me. I understand the justifications. I understand them very well. I have read this book on slow motion. So for the most part, I've been understanding things very well. I get it. And you know what? It's also cool if you like it. It's fine. I don't like it. I'm angry about this.
I am too.
I just don't feel that a utopia can include a slaving empire.
Well, and we've also talked about, I feel like something you and I have discussed.
We need to fix it.
Is that it would be nice if peace with the Ch10 were, the Ch10 are also moving towards our position?
So I think that's the thing. I'd like it fine. If there were just a little bit of a sign of any kind of deconstruction on their part. But no, I don't get what I wish for. I don't get what I want in this case. Not yet anyway. I'm still on the journey. So who knows? Maybe Randall Thor has a genius plan and I am being too hard on him for this. That's possible. And I understand that he's a trauma dumpster. And I say that with all due respect as a fellow trauma dumpster. I am also a fellow trauma dumpster.
Well, it's not dissimilar, I think, to when we read The Hunger Games. And I had very, very strong feelings about one character in particular, who is a fan favorite. But when that character is introduced, they're creepy as shit. And that was didn't go over very well.
I'm on my journey. I'm sure you didn't like things and then you liked them, or vice versa. I'm on the journey. Allow me to have my journey, but I don't appreciate this moment. I love Rodel.
Oh, he's great.
I love
He's one of my favorite
Rodel.
characters. I named a D&D character after him once, remember?
I'm obsessed with him. Yeah, I understand now the Rodel hype. Because
He's
everyone
the
is like,
fucking
can't
best.
wait for you to meet Rodel. And for a second, I was like, this guy? I mean, like, he kind of has come out of nowhere. I like that he's attacking the Sean-Chan. That does endear him to my heart for sure. But I'm kind of like, I don't know him yet. I need to let him cook. He's cooking for me. He's cooking.
My man.
And then my man Rand Althor shows up and goes, no, don't do the thing that endears and nears you to Allie's heart, attacking the Sean-Chan. Do some other stuff instead. And I'm like, Randall, why are you doing this to me?
Here's my question.
Yeah.
Could Rodel's prolonged campaign against the Sean-Chan have softened the Sean-Chan's bargaining position or otherwise influenced them in such a way that Rand is able to sue for a more robust, long-lasting, and better for the people who are being enslaved to keep them from being enslaved peace, versus if Rodel had not been doing this? Is it possible that the long-term ramifications of Rodel's campaign actually do have a lasting, lingering effect against the shitty elements of the Sean-Chan Empire?
Fine.
I'm not saying that's what happens. I'm saying, could it be?
Perhaps. We shall have to see.
Because, I mean,
if Randall has a plan.
It also, yeah. It depends on...
that he would like to share with the class.
Yes. And before anybody goes, talking about whether or not I am or am not giving anything away, I want to remind everybody, I read this book 7 years ago. I don't fucking remember what happens. Is it because it depends, I think, on whether or not Rand goes into the meeting with the whoever he meets with the Sean-Chan, and says either, one, hey, I got this guy off your back and I'm on your team, or two, I can let this guy off leash again if you don't go along. Right? I feel
possible.
Because I'm reading this again. I read Gathering Storm in like 2 weeks when I first read it. It was a very, very stressful time in my life, made more stressful by reading the Gathering Storm, and you were out of town for most of it. And so, I don't fucking remember what's going on in this plot line at this moment. I blitzed the last 3 books very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. Then this is what I said. I said, I don't know how this ends up. And so if you're like, this is the best strategy Randolph Thor's ever had, how dare you, because of how it works out. I do not yet know how it works out. So I need to be allowed my outrage.
It's kind of the point of a podcast, is for you to go on the journey.
No. The point of a podcast is for me to have all the correct opinions right away. We know this. No, so I think no one wants to see my ups and downs and my journey. But yeah, no. So I feel like I'm just
Okay, let me be clear. I'm not happy about this either. It is not my favorite thing that is happening. It annoys me very much, especially considering the fact that Rodel Iturralda is like, yeah, man, I'm prepared to die and have all my men die to leave a lasting impact against the Sean-Chan so that we can have a long-term culture of rebellion against the enslaving imperialist overlords, etc., etc. And Rand is like, no, fuck that. We're done. We're going to be buddies with... I'll get them out of your country. I'll get them out of your country.
Here's my to-do list for Rand.
That is cool.
One, I need him to go visit the Black Tower once a day. He even makes the point. He's like, I could have lunch at Terabon and I could
He
do
does
this.
talk about that,
And
yes.
so I'm like, and perhaps a 15-minute meeting in the Black Tower every now and then. Especially since it's, a hop, skip, and a jump away from your girlfriend.
Who he hasn't seen
Baby mama.
Since he knocked her up.
So he doesn't know, right? That she's all
He might know because it's probably...
Escándalo.
Knowledged. It's probably... It may have filtered out to him or it may not have. Do you think he would care?
Does he know?
Do you think he would have a strong feeling about it?
Does he know? Otherwise, that could be a really dramatic scene where he's like, what? I would love that. Especially because she's pregnant with twins, so
Yes.
she'd be humongo.
Well, she's only like 3-ish. I think she's first trimester still.
Oh, yeah.
Which also adds me to the question.
For now.
Leads to the question. You were talking last week about involuntary C-section. Are we even going to get to a point in the books?
Humongo was said respectfully, by the way.
Oh, yeah, of course. Are we even going to get to a point in the book where they're viable?
The twins?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like we will, because we can't have you will make it to the end of this pregnancy. That just feels like something we've lofted out there, as one of those. That just feels like such a last day of retirement statement.
Sure.
To me, like there's going to be a twist. I'm concerned about the potential for twists.
Well, but here's my response to that. You remember who draws it out, she'll follow after?
Yes.
You remember how the net effect of that was Narishma got the sword and then he was late to a battle, so he followed after?
I do recall this.
Do you think that maybe the twins healthy thing is a complete non-entity, never goes anywhere?
Yes, but that's not as fun to speculate about. Do you know what I mean? It's more fun to put on my conspiracy hat.
Oh, abso-fucking-lutely.
It is far less fun to be like, this plot point might not go anywhere.
Oh, no, I know. I just want to point out that happens a lot.
Instead, I want to go, what is a wild theory I can have about this? It's more fun for me, personally. I mean, it's possible that she's still pregnant by the end of this series, that we never make it past the first trimester. It's all possible. It is a chonky book.
It is big. The last three are fucking huge.
They're chonky.
Yeah.
And there are a few things that you have told me about the series and about Brandon Sanderson.
Yes, I have mentioned
One is that Brandon Sanderson is very meticulous.
He is.
About his plotting and about his magic systems. You've told me this.
Yeah, let me tell you a little bit about the Cosmere, if I can briefly jump off of this to give you an example.
No. Yeah, of course.
Brandon Sanderson has a series called the Cosmere, which is multiple series intertwined with one another. He has outlines for the overall Cosmere. He has outlines for the series within the Cosmere. He has outlines for individual arcs within those series, and then he has the outlines within the books, within those arcs, within the series, within the Cosmere.
Well, it's the different writing styles, right?
Completely
Robert Jordan
different, yeah.
is more of a finger painter, and he's more of a collager, right? Isn't that the metaphor?
Yeah, or gardener architect is the other one.
Gardener architect. Yeah, so he's an architect to Robert Jordan's gardening.
Yeah.
And so I, as more of an architect than a gardener, tend to think that means that stuff rarely gets introduced without payoff.
But is he the one who introduced it?
No. I know, that's where I'm at, is I'm like,
and even within
how
these
much
books,
of that is he going to play with? And then the other thing that I'm thinking about too is that the only other thing I know is that Robert Jordan spent a bunch of time in the last, in Crossroads, realigning the timeline.
Yes.
This is what you have told me
I have told you this.
Is the only other thing I know about the next few books. And Brandon Sanderson pretty much throws that timeline right out the window.
He doesn't even fucking try. It becomes glaringly obvious at certain points. You were actually talking to me about this morning. We were talking about books with confusing timelines, deliberately confusing timelines. And you pointed out that I usually hate that. And it is true. I do usually hate that unless I think it's being done deliberately. In the case of these books, it is not being done deliberately. With all due respect, there are points where I go like, wait, what the fuck? But that is, we'll get there when we get there.
There you go.
I just wanted to, because it's one of those things where you'll read, I'm not going to say specifics, obviously, but a character shows up in one plot line before they leave to go to that plot line from another plot line. So
I don't understand the words you just said.
It is as though, okay, let's do two parallel plots. Okay, there's a plot about you and me hanging out at home, and there's a plot about my boss and my coworker at work, right? And they're running next to each other, and we're cutting back and forth between them. And suddenly, I show up at work in the work plot line, and then we cut back to the you and me at home plot line, and I'm still at home. And then 7 chapters later, I leave home to go to work. Meanwhile, I've been at work.
What? No.
Yes, there is one of those. It's a small thing.
And that was not done on purpose?
That was not done on purpose. That was done because they couldn't structure it any other way to make the the books work the way they are supposed to do. And it's not like, I'll tell you, it's not a huge major character, but it is something where you're reading through and you go, huh?
Well, all right. But I mean, otherwise, so if he's fucking around with the timeline, that also makes me wonder if we can accelerate through a pregnancy.
Oh, we totally could.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
If he's fucking around with the timeline, it could be that we get to the end of that pregnancy. I just feel like something's going to happen to one of those three women. I just do.
It seems you're doing the thing where you lean away from the microphone again.
Because it keeps bopping me in the face.
I know, but it's it's actually not a sensitive microphone. You got to be very close to it.
Okay.
But it's funny because I move it and then she leans away and then she leans away.
Because it keeps hitting me in the face. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. Here's the other thing. I feel, right, that all of these characters, all of the Two Rivers people in particular, are like siblings to me in some way. And I've explained this before.
Pretty much.
I've explained this before. I would swing at anyone, not really, but verbally, swing at anyone who is coming for my trauma babies.
Of course.
Of course. However, I roast them all as they deserve to be roasted.
I can't think of a single character in these books who we haven't roasted.
I've even roasted my fave and yours, Moraine.
We've roasted Loyal. We've roasted Gaul.
We have roasted
We have roasted
and we
Loyal.
have roasted Gaul.
I
need to be allowed to roast each person in turn.
Who haven't we? The closest person to not getting roasted is Rourke.
I don't know if I have
I don't think we've said too much about Rourke.
Maybe for spanking Berylane a little bit.
Yeah.
But I was also like, well, if she was being creepy and he was defending himself, it is what it is.
It's about the closest thing to, I can see where this one came from for all the spankings we've had.
It's the closest.
Yeah. Because I think the textual justification is, all right, if you're going to act like a fucking child. I
mean, but
I don't condone this. It's fiction. But yes,
I don't condone it. But he had his reasons. But yeah, so in this moment, I will withhold full judgment until obviously the series is over. But Rand and I are in disagreements.
I'm not thrilled about this either. Oh, before we go on, a couple more requests for Live Die.
Oh,
I
love this game.
I think you said at least one of these.
We may have to play this once a book.
That's fine.
Because that will cause things to change, you know?
It's true.
Things have changed over the years.
See requests from Sulin Aerith.
I think she makes it. I don't see how it would I just don't feel like I can see her getting into danger. I mean, I guess everyone is technically in danger, but has she fought yet? I guess there was that one.
She was there.
Was she fighting?
I don't remember if she was fighting when they attacked the manor house in Knife and Drum. I don't think she was fighting.
Yeah, I didn't think so. So I'm kind of like, I mean, I guess everyone is technically fair game, but I don't see a path to her death right now.
I think you said Talmanes and Taim, right? Talmanes, you said
Taim, definitely.
Probably not. Taim, yes.
Talmanes, quite possibly. I mean, he is a soldier, and that's what soldiers are often put into positions in which they are in danger of death. And considering the fact that he is close to one of the Taviran boys, I could see him being a casualty for, the sadness.
What about Logain?
That's a good question. Logain? I could see this one going either way. Because on the one hand, has he been through enough at this point where him dying on top of everything else feels like, pardon the pun, overkill? Do you know what I mean? Like he's already had what they consider the worst thing to have happen to you happen. At the same time, I think there's a world in which he's being set up as kind of a foil for Mazrim Taim. He doesn't have a lot of deep connections to the plot, so he is an expendable character potentially.
Sure.
So that one goes either way for me. I'm going to have to make a call, though. I'm going to go with no.
He makes it through.
I think for right now, he makes it through.
Okay.
But But now as I say that, I'm starting to lean toward, yeah. I could see a world in which he and Mazzy take each other out.
That would be narratively satisfying, I feel like.
You know what I mean? I think that's what I'm going to, you know what? That's where I'm going to be right now. I think there's a world in which he and Mazrim Taim take each other out. Let's go with that.
And the last one, you may have guessed, I don't remember, Tuon.
I wish. She's not going to, though. Only one of them has a wife die, and it's Rand.
And it's one of many.
Yeah, I think Fael makes it through. I think Tuon makes it through. I think Min and Avienda make it through. I think Elaine's days are numbered.
All right. Yeah. Well, let's ask, where'd we leave off, finally?
Where did we leave off? We left off with Perrin, of course.
Yes. Our boy.
Yes, Perrin, who... Another person we've roasted recently.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm. And he had a chat with Tam, maybe didn't want to take over, running his hometown.
Yeah.
And Tam kind of politely said, you kind of have to get over that.
Yeah. A little bit. He was like, dude.
He's like, right call about the Manetheren thing, wrong call about
the Two Rivers thing.
The shirking of that responsibility.
Yeah, like that one kind of...
And Fael is being kind of quiet.
She's off page right now. She's kind of dealing with her own stuff. And also Perrin being... Like, I think it's funny because the end of the episode, we were like, that all being said, here's why Perrin's going through a lot right now, and we love him anyway.
I mean,
which I thought was very funny. Yeah, in a lot of ways.
In a lot of ways. Oh, by the way,
Are you looking at your bingo? Yeah.
Really quickly.
Well, listen, before we do that, let's take a quick break for ads, and then we'll be right back. Welcome back. I may slowly fade during this episode because I got both my flu shot and my COVID shots today. So I am slowly turning into a fatigued pumpkin. Mm-hmm. But we'll make this work.
Massima dies, hopefully. Got it. Nailed it. Fael feels guilty about Roland. No, not yet, but it's coming, I think. Missana defeated. Ooh, I just bumped the mic. See, this is why I scooch back. Okay, Missana defeated. That's a no for right now. Morghese Talon for wedding. Allie hates it. That's coming. I just believe that. Elida dethroned. That's looking increasingly likely. Semirog escapes. Hasn't happened yet, but I'm nervous every time she's on screen. Red Aja Bond, bad Ashaman. That hasn't happened yet, but I think that's inevitable. Matt loses an eye. That's me really hoping that this book, they go for Moraine, please. Nynaeve and Maggedian face off. Why not? What else? Gawain attempts Egwene rescue. That hasn't happened yet. Tam and Rand reunion. I feel like that's coming.
Could be.
Because he's with Perrin.
He's in dad
and Perrin's
mode again,
on his way back to Rand. So that's coming. The author did research. I feel like that's happened.
We had that. We had that.
Problematic gender dynamics. Free space. Rand makes peace with the Shan-Chan. That is happening currently right now. Moraine rescue mission is on. Hasn't happened yet. Rand and Mazrim face off. Hasn't happened yet. Alana dies. Tenobi dies. Both haven't happened. Galad and Morghese reunion. Hasn't happened. Swan and Gareth kiss. We were so close.
We were pretty close.
We were so close on that one. Shan-Chan attack White Tower. Hasn't happened yet. But how are we going to navigate that with Rand? These are my questions. White Cloaks join Rand. The good ones, anyway. Not yet. Land takes Malkir. Wow, I was very ambitious with this book. We'll see. Golem and Matt face off. Borderlanders meet with Rand. Okay. I only have like 3. I guess it's only chapter 10.
That's true. We got time.
Brandon, give me a bingo.
Let's pick it up here. Let's do a little bit.
Will I get my 3rd bingo in a row?
The Last of the Tabak. There's the chapter logo. What's that?
It's a dragon
in the box. One of my favorite things to say. Rodel I Giralda puffed quietly on his pipe, smoke curling.
Wait, don't you want my notes?
Oh my God, yeah, of course. Silly me.
Okay, I only have 3.
It's funny because I think this episode's going to be like sub an hour and we didn't get into the... We've been doing this lately. We kind of yap for a while, but it's relevant yapping.
It's relevant yapping.
I'm enjoying the yapping.
All right. So he was like a boulder. Hard to get him rolling, but once he did, it was hard to get him to stop. I've never heard a more accurate description of me. Two Rivers Tabak shout out.
Everybody's favorite.
Is that a Tom shout out I see?
Yes. I'm pretty sure that's a Tom shout out.
I'm pretty positive that's Tom. And that was
Juggle
it.
for the daughter air.
And then
it.
Rand shows up and wants to make peace with the Shan-Chan.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cool chapter, but there's not a ton to talk about that we haven't already kind of touched on.
Not really.
You know? Oh, my computer bleeped out.
Wow.
Because I installed...
Unprofessional.
I installed an application.
Wow.
I know I'm opening it. Shouldn't do that. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Rodel Ituralda puffed quietly on his pipe, smoke curdling from it like the sinuous coils of a snake. The smoke tendrils wrapped around themselves, pooling at the ceiling above him, then leaking out through cracks in the roof of the ramshackle shed. The boards in the walls were warped from age, opening slits to the outside, and the gray wood was cracked and splintering. A brazier burned in the corner, and winds whistled through the cracks in the walls. Ituralda faintly worried those winds would blow over the entire building. So what's he up to?
He is planning on doing basically a last stand where, you know, they're all going to probably die and it's all very sad. And then Rand shows up and goes, all right, quit your suicide mission. Your king is probably dead. Grendel has him, so he's either dead or he's melted.
Or he's done. Yeah.
So, sorry to break the news like this, but work for me instead.
Yeah.
Stop attacking the Shan-Chan because I'm trying to make peace with them, and that would be pretty awkward. And, yeah, it's pretty much what they talk about. I think it's funny that he's smoking that Two Rivers Tabak, and he's like, oh, I'm almost out. That's so sad. And then Rand shows up and is like, Two Rivers Tabak, you say?
I got that shit coming out of my nostrils.
Yeah. I'm drowning in it.
You know, here's something I'm thinking.
Put that in your vape and smoke it.
Broadly. Something that I do think is an interesting literary device, I guess, is we spent so many books being like, stop fighting, the last battle is coming. Stop fighting, the last battle is coming. And I do think it is interesting that we are now setting up a stop fighting, the last battle is coming between the good guys and the Shan-Chan, who are, you know, pretty evil.
I don't like them.
But they're a different evil. But I just think it's really cool that now we're in a position where, like, even we as the reader are kind of like, no, I don't want to stop fighting. The bigger fight is coming. Fuck these guys.
I don't think it's cool. I hate it. No, I'm just kidding. A thesis, you say? Am I victim of the thesis?
So,
how dare you?
I also really enjoy the first chunk of this chapter where it's like doomed last stand and he's like rallying his guys and he's being like outwardly calm and collected and optimistic, and inwardly he's like, no, we're all gonna fucking die. Like, it's not gonna work out, but I'm not gonna let them know that. Like, it's very, very well done. I just like Rodel chapters. Ever since this guy just showed the fuck up at the beginning of Crossroads of Twilight, he shows up in the prologue of Crossroads of fucking Twilight.
I want him, Rourke, and Davram Bashir to just hang out.
I would read the shit out. Well, that's two great captains.
2 out of 3. And I would argue Rourke is one, and the only reason he's not is because, well, I guess he's a chief, so he's not technically
chief. Yeah, he's
captain.
not really a general.
But I would include him.
I don't know if he's a grand strategy guy.
I'm just including him based solely on vibes. And on nothing else.
Well, if we were going to do, like, 4th age great captains, Petey just did a big snore, and we're very happy
really
for him.
Cute.
What is Matt?
In terms of great captains?
Is he a great captain, or is he like a step above?
Well, I think he has it's this thing of like advantages. I mean, he has 2 huge advantages.
Yeah.
He's Taviran.
Yeah.
And he has all of the like all these great captains of the past in his head.
He is encyclopedic, yes.
Encyclopædia.
Mattanica.
That's good. I was trying to do something off of Encyclopædia Brown, but I like Encyclopædia Mattanica. That's better than I had. It's Encyclopædia Mattanica. So I'm like, does that qualify him as a great captain if those things are true. I think so. I think so. But is that more impressive than some regular guy who's just really good?
You know, another thing I think is worth pondering about Matt, and maybe I'm just getting feverish and insane from being slightly fatigued from all of the vaccines I got today. By the way, get your flu shot and COVID booster if you can. I think it's cool that Matt has absorbed all of these memories of all these guys, and it's kind of affected his demeanor, but it hasn't really changed his personality.
No.
You know? Because, like, there's an argument to be made that a person is a pile of experiences and memories, right? That heavily informs your personality. But Matt's personality hasn't really changed, which suggests to me that...
Well, it's both. You're also... I mean, if you talk to parents, a lot of the time they'll say, like, oh, they were born that way.
Absolutely. But I think it's interesting that, like, sometimes I am predisposed to dismiss a lot of Matt's tactical acumen because I'm like, well, it doesn't really count. He got the download. But he's still parsing it. He's got all the knowledge and information, but he himself is still able to filter it and process it and parse it into good plans.
Well, Michael Phelps is biologically designed to be a freakishly good swimmer.
Yeah.
Right? He's biologically got an advantage. He still has to win.
Yeah.
Right? He still has to swim. He doesn't just win just because he's got the physique for it. He still has to train. He still has to get good, right? He's just got a biological advantage. Doesn't mean that like somebody with that same biological advantage can show up to the Olympics and win without, putting in a tremendous effort. So I guess it's a similar thing here, right? He's got advantages that, arguably push him ahead, but he takes advantage of those advantages well.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. He's a gifted kid who didn't burn out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would it make it impressive? Does it necessarily make him more impressive than the regular dudes? Well, I guess you could argue, have biological advantages themselves, right? Like,
or training advantages.
Intelligence.
Or access, right?
Or access
to tutors and things like that.
Yeah. I mean, so what is life if not you trying to take advantage of whatever advantages you have?
Pretty much. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
So
everyone's got an advantage at something. I read this thing that was like, anyone can be a Nepo baby.
Pretty much.
Pretty
much.
Yeah. If you do exactly what your parents did.
It tends to help. Tends to be a little easier because you have connections.
Yeah. Then you might get into a better trade school or whatever. Or get a job right out of school or whatever, right?
So Rodel's stressing because he's like, well, think that we've hooed our last raw, boys. But he's not saying that.
Hooed our last raw.
He's not saying that, but he's like, where are they, by the way?
Eridaman?
Where specifically? There is a category of place that they are holed up in.
The Caroline Grass.
No, it is a category of place. There are many of them throughout the Westlands. There is a special thing about them, and there's a specific reason that he has gone here to hide out against an army full of channelers.
Oh, it's an ogre steading.
He's in a steading. Yes. And so he's holed up in this steading. They're waiting for they're chopping down some trees, which he's like, this is fucked, and I feel bad about it, but also you kind of got to do what you got to do in this situation.
And it was all for nothing.
Yeah. Although he thought it would be for bloodying the Ch10.
Listen. I'm torn between my desire for people to just leave nature alone and my need to bloody the Ch10.
I think that bloodying the Ch10 is usually a good thing.
Well, not according to Randall fucking Thor.
Yeah, but, not necessarily if you're gonna do really... Well, I don't know. It depends. So Rodel talking to this guy, Rajabi, and they're talking, and they're gabbing, and they're gabbing and yapping and talking, and he's nervous because there's going to be 300,000 soldiers and 200 Damane. And I just read this man's name and then I immediately forgot it. Rajabi is like, we'll get him. And Izrael is like, we won't. But he doesn't say that because he's lost so many of his guys. And because the Ch10 know his tricks now. So he has kind of run out the clock on the whole harrying the Shanchan thing.
Mm-hmm.
So in a way,
he's definitely screwed. So Rand showing up in a way is actually
kind of a big win for him.
Yes, and a staggering loss for me.
It's a shame that Rand didn't show up and be like, "What's up? Here's a bunch of channelers. Fuck up the Shanchan."
Well, and Rodel Geraldo was like, "This is great for me fucking up the Shanchan," and Rand goes, "Not so fast." And I was like, "No, even faster."
You've yeed your last hob, buddy. And Rodel is like, "But I want to yippee." And he's like, "You can't yip any peas or kai any yays." I don't know what the fuck this is.
I like it. I like it. You've yeed your last haw.
You've hooed your last ray.
I can't think of a single one. You're just coming out with pumping them out like hotcakes, and I can't think of a single one.
You've cowed your last bunga.
How are you doing this? And wouldn't it be coward?
I wanted to say cowed. I could also say you've bungad your last cow, but that feels weird.
Bunga cow? No one says bunga cow.
Keep doing it backwards.
Oh, I see. Okay, I see. Because the noun.
I'm going to cow. No, it would be because cow a bunga. You cow a bunga. You've cowed your last bunga.
What's a bunga?
It's not a thing. I'm making this up as I go.
I understand.
It's phrasing and phraseology and,
What's a bunga? Yeah, I don't like this, but I do understand it, I suppose. But couldn't we just
You've shod your last zam.
Couldn't Rand show up to Tuon and be like, "Can you chill?"
Would she go in for that? Chill? Or would she be like, "I'm the Empress, motherfucker"?
Well, he's the Dragon Reborn.
Well, not that she's the Empress. I guess she's not the Empress. She's
in terms of ranks,
Daughter of the Nine Moons.
He technically outranks her.
But do they think that? Do the Shanchan think that?
No, they better think that real fast.
Do you remember what they have in their prophecies? Do you remember that?
What do they have in their prophecies?
They have the Koreathan cycle, except instead of it being the way that it is in the Westlands, it includes a line that is written in pencil in the bottom of the page that is signed totally not Ishamael that says, "BT Dubs, the Dragon Reborn shall kneel and swear fealty to the Crystal Throne."
Okay.
That also might be just from, some other guy.
Okay, well, we can kneel and swear fealty to the Crystal Throne, but I'll also going, y'all need to check yourselves before you wreck yourselves.
Rand gonna do that? Rand gonna do that?
I would like it.
Rand gonna do that?
His best friend is married to the Empress.
Rand gonna swear fealty to You want Rand to swear fealty to the Shanchan?
No, I don't want Rand to swear fealty to the Shanchan. I want Rand to go, "I'll swear fealty to you if you deconstruct everything about your society that makes it work."
After I'm dead? Is that
no,
the no but wait,
fuck now.
Is this the freak you with the okie doke that he's gonna do? Is he gonna freak him with the okie doke by saying, "Cool, you guys deal with your whole bullshit after the last battle, you got it," and then he's like, "Joke's on you, I'm gonna die." Is that how he gets him?
Wait. So he's going to be like, "All right, when I die,
because what you're
saying,
you
have to free all the
no.
women."
What you're saying is it's okay if Rand swears fealty to them if he gets the fucking Damane freed and end slavery.
Yeah,
that's what you're saying.
Oh yeah, I think that's a worthwhile thing to do.
Would Rand ever swear fealty to another throne?
Probably not.
Right. Would Rand perhaps do a little bit of trickiness? Aes Sedai trickery by saying, "All right, hey Tuon, fine, you get rid of you get the bullshit, get rid of that shit, and then after the last battle, dragon fealty." But meanwhile, he's got his metaphorical fingers crossed behind his metaphorical back because he's like, "I'll be dead. You've just freed
everybody."
I'm trying to come up with another bit.
Emancipation Station.
You've just I can't think of any other.
You've just...
Whatever, let's keep going.
Hacked your last set.
That is... I don't hack it. Okay, so, I don't know. Could that work? We haven't even fucking talked about the chapter. It's 45 minutes in.
We are talking about the chapter currently right now.
That's
we are
true.
talking about it right now.
I'm not mad.
Because the only thing that happens...
Don't write it that I'm mad.
The only thing that happens in this chapter is Rand shows up and goes, "Party's over, pal."
Pretty much.
Great, we just talked about the chapter. We're talking about the chapter right now.
Thanks for... No. Yeah, so he talks about Tom Do you want to say anything else about that? I'm sorry. I feel like I've just railroaded the conversation. No. Before that, with the talking Rand and Tuon, if he ever actually gets to meet with them. As a reminder, last time he tried to meet with them, they blew his fucking hand off.
Well, okay, but that wasn't her.
I know.
I cannot believe I'm standing up for her right now. That was not her.
And he was
that
like,
was a literal
no
Forsaken.
hard feelings.
And here's the thing about Tuon. She sucks. She's not a literal demon.
No, she is a different kind of evil.
Yet.
She's an imperialist.
I'm hoping
it's different. A slaving imperialist.
That she corrects herself, pulls an Aegeon in, changes the system from within. Then she and Matt ride off to the sunset, and by sunset I mean marriage counseling.
Well, did she make any good progress in all of her time with Matt?
No, but I'm going to stay Delulu. I'm going to stay on my Delulu throne.
So yeah, they talk about Tom.
She will change before I do.
They talk about Tom.
I will wear her out like a water on a rock.
The guy talks about he talks about how Rajabi is the boulder.
If I were Matt, I'd wake up every day, roll over. Our pillow talk would immediately be, "Hey,
free the fucking slaves.
Free the fucking slaves." Every day of our marriage until she did it.
Yeah. So they.
Because I'm pretty sure the Shan don't get divorced.
They probably just kill him.
Oh yeah.
They talk about Al-Salam and all that other stuff, and Rodel is stressed.
And that's
it's
the
good.
king,
I mean,
right?
this is Al-Salam. Yeah, it's a good chapter. It's good. And they're making plans. Excuse me. And then Rand shows up, but before Rand shows up, they talk more and they make more plans and stuff, and then Rand just shows up and he's like, "Who the fuck are you? What the fuck is this?" And Rand goes, "I'm Rand al'Thor, the Dragon Reborn, and I need you.
Here's what I love
you
about
and
Rand.
your army."
Rand's audacity is pretty great.
He just busts in. He just rolls the fuck out.
He rolls in by himself as if he's not.
And he can't channel right now.
He can't channel.
Steading.
Oh my!
And he knows
God.
this.
Randall.
No, look. It's audacious. It works out.
It does. The maidens are screaming.
Yeah, they do that. Understandably,
because he can't. You know what? Here's the thing. His audacity is staggering and also kind of admirable.
It's both.
Because he's just like, I'm just going to walk into this potentially hostile army and go, I'm going to tell you what to do.
It also tickles me a little bit how they're always like, this never happens in the stories. And then they do the most fucking storybook badass moments that are directly out of badass stories.
Well, because sometimes those things happen in real life. That's why they happen in the stories, because they've happened before.
I also think it's so cute that Rand names his horse Ch10 because it's the horse in his favorite book.
That is cute of him.
There's shit like that. I just think they're so cute sometimes.
There's a little cosplayer in him.
Yeah.
If in another world, he'd be at Comic-Con now.
It would be like me naming a horse Ch10. It's the same thing. Petey, are you hot?
Petey's got an opinion.
Fuck the Shan. That's right, Petey. I don't know why I made his voice sound like that, because he was panting. Petey's voice doesn't sound like
a demon.
Because I was trying to make it sound like he was saying it through his panting.
Oh, very fair.
No, Petey has a different voice. So yeah, anyway.
Everyone wants to hear it. By everyone, I mean me. And they're all hostage to what I want.
I just think the Shan kind of fucking suck. I don't know.
Oh, Petey, you're just like mommy, baby.
They fucking suck. So Rand is like, all right, here's the vibe. Here's the thing. I don't fucking time for this shit. I'm the fucking dragon. Come with me. I'll show you I can channel. I got a million fucking IL. It's fine. We're going to deal with this shit. Okay? It's good. And Rodel is like, okay, well, I'm kind of busy doing the suicidal last stand thing.
If anyone rolls into the Discord trying to defend the Shan this week, you owe me $1,000. $1,000. You will have to pay us $1,000, and then you can debate about the Shan with me. Is that fair? Right into our PayPal. Or wait, what is it?
Patreon?
Yeah.
That's funny. So Rodel's like, you have other business to concern you, I assume. And Rand is like, no, you are my concern. You must make peace with the Shan. This war gains us nothing. I want you up on the borderlands.
No.
I can't spare men to guard the blight.
No.
And the borderlanders themselves have abandoned their duties.
No.
I have orders, Eterald said. Wait, he wouldn't do as the youth asked if he didn't have orders, except those eyes. Rand is like, was it?
He's like, I caught feelings.
Damn. He's like, is it fucking Al-Salam told you to do that? Okay, yeah, look, you're a cool guy. I know about you. I've heard of you, Rodel I Turalda. Men I trust, men I respect, trust and respect you. Rather than fleeing and hiding, you hunker down here to fight a battle you know will kill you, all because of your loyalty to your king. I commend that.
So
but it is time to turn away and fight a battle that means something, one that means everything. Come with me and I'll give you the throne of Erad Doman. And Ituralda's like, motherfucker, I just told you that I'm defending working for Al-Salam. Your king's dead, Althor said. Either that or his mind's been melted like wax. I think Grendel has him. I see her touch on the chaos in this land. Does. Whatever orders you have likely came from her. Why she wants you fighting the Seanchan, I haven't yet been able to determine.
Well, isn't it that she doesn't want him fighting the Seanchan necessarily? He's just kind of doing that?
I think, if I remember correctly, she sent Rodel a bunch of letters. You remember?
That all have kind of different...
They were all like conflicting reports about what to do and when to do stuff. And then it seems like Al-Salam managed to sneak one real letter out.
And that was the one that was like, kill the Seanchan?
And that was the one that was like, stop listening to any of my other letters. Just fuck him up. Because she had him like riding back and forth and annoying the Seanchan, but doing no real damage.
Right.
I think. Or no, it was like riding back and forth on Terabon and Erad Daman and all of that. She had him just like running back and forth doing weird bullshit.
Yeah.
And then also, I think Al-Salam got a letter out that was like, no, actually, get him up. Yeah. And stop, like, run away from my messengers if you see them, because they're probably going to give you bad countermanding orders. Mm-hmm. So Rand was like, they're talking, and yeah, you know, it's all the stuff that you said. He's like,
Grendel is somewhere involved in that.
And Rand goes,
which we knew.
Perhaps Al-Salam lives. If so, I can see you would not want his throne. Would you like Amadicia? I'll need someone to rule there and keep an eye on the Seanchan. The White Cloaks fight there now.
Who was ruling Amadicia?
Effectively,
the
Pedron.
White Cloaks.
Effectively, Pedron. I think.
Rip.
Oh, is it Alejandra? Where was Alejandra queen of?
Oh no, she wasn't queen of Amadicia. She was queen of where Massima was hanging out.
Yeah, I am so bad with these countries. Was it? It's part of Abu Dar, isn't it? Thailand. Alian Rover Lucan.
Who? I don't know him.
Oh, he died. Okay. Yep. Well, there you go. Oh, Eilron.
Condolences.
Eilron. Of course. Eilron. I remember him. Why do I remember him? He did some stuff. Oh, that guy. Yeah. He was, okay. He was the one who was meeting with, he and Morghese were meeting in like book 6. When she left, Andor and went to Amadicia and was staying with Eilron. And then the Seanchan showed up.
Oh,
and the White Cloaks showed up. And Eilron died.
And he died in that whole skirmish.
Yeah, that. Okay.
I see. I forgot about him. Oh, yeah, he was creepy. Wasn't he creepy?
He was
creepy.
A little creepy.
Yeah.
But he was way less creepy than everybody else.
Rest in shit, man. Sure. Rest in shit.
Fair. So they talk and Rand is like, yeah, trying to get the merchant council together.
Creepy guy. That other creepy old guy.
I got a bunch of Aiel here too, and you know, there's also I'm trying to get the merchant council together. Fucking Borderlanders crawling up my ass, annoying the shit out of me. Don't know what they're doing. God damn, not defending the fucking whatever. You want 100 Ashaman? And Ituralda's like, what? Do I what? He's like, yeah, you want like 100 dudes? They'll blow shit up for you. He's like, will they blow up themselves? He's like, no, they're by and large okay, because shit's clean now. And he's like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever, fuck. I thought, what the fuck has happened? I just like to picture Ituralda in this scene, like, head spinning, like that Mr. Krabs meme, where it's just like, everything is kind of tilt-shift focused or blurred, and he's like, what the fuck is going on? Because that's basically what's happening. And he's like, yeah, I can give you 100 guys, they can blow shit up, they can make gateways. He's like, what the fuck is a gateway? He's like, oh, yeah, no, we can teleport now. Here, let me show you. And he shows them.
That's pretty neat.
That's a gateway. Depending on the Ashaman's strength, the gateway can be made wide enough to drive wagons through. You can travel nearly anywhere with speed, sometimes instantly, depending on circumstances. With a few trained Ashaman, your army could dine in Camelin in the morning, then have lunch in Tanchico a few hours later. And he goes, well, now, that's a thing to see. A thing to see indeed. With this, I could clear the Seanchan out of Terabon, and maybe off the land entirely. No! Althor snapped.
Ugh, you never let me have anything I want.
We make peace with them, from what my scouts say. It's going to be hard enough to bring them to agreement without promising them your head. I won't rile them further. There's no time for squabbling. We have more important matters to be about.
We had all this time, and we wasted it doing other shit.
Nothing is more important than my homeland, Ituralda said. Even if those orders are forged, I know Al-Salam. He would agree with me. We won't stand for foreign troops on the soil of Arad-Daman.
Yeah.
A promise, then, Althor said. I will see the Ch10 out of Arad-Daman. I promise you this, but we don't fight them away any further than that.
Why?
In exchange, you go to the borderlands and protect against an invasion there. Hold back the Trollocs, if they come, and lend me some of your officers to help secure Arad-Daman.
Oh, that's good, because if the borderlands fall...
We're fucked.
We're totally
This is
fucked.
a very valid thing he's doing.
Oh, fine.
It will be easier to restore order if the people see that their own lords are working with me. And he's like, all right, shit. Fuck. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Let's go with that. And Rand sends him to Saldea.
What if we just did some presto changeo and had all of the Ch10 disappear?
I do think it's interesting that Rand is like, actually, you may have made things worse for me. All the shit that I was saying earlier about like, he helped. I'm like, Rand is like, no, you're making it much harder for me to get peace. So stop. But I don't know if I 100% agree with that.
Well, how is he supposed to know? He just went, invading force must kill. That is a logical,
I get it.
reasoned, measured thing to do. I would think that that would be helpful to the Dragon Reborn, amongst other people. But Rand has other plans. I do agree with sending Rodel Ituralda to the Borderlands, which means that we may be having a couple POV characters in the Borderlands, which makes me concerned about what might be going down in the Borderlands soon.
Well, there is the last battle coming up. Spoilers, there is a last battle.
What? So is the last battle going to happen in the Borderlands?
It's maybe? I don't know, Allie. Do you think it's going to be a localized, contained affair?
No, I don't. That's why I'm like, well, okay. Well, okay. So this is my thought. So Land's going to go.
He's going to Tarwin's Gap.
He's going to Tarwin's Gap, doing all that.
Can I give you...
Well, it makes me think that there might be something to my theory that there is a Forsaken in the Borderlands.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Can I set your expectations a little bit just for the remaining...
Okay.
And this is not a spoiler.
Now
this is
I'm
expectation
feeling like
setting.
Land taking Malkir is going to happen in that book because it's Towers of Midnight. Yeah, it's making me think that there are like some towers called Midnight or some shit.
Well, let me tell you that the last battle takes place for the entirety of A Memory of Light.
Okay.
One way and another. As
Okay.
I read it, the last battle is in effect for the entirety of that whole fucking book.
Wait, for all of
All of the
Light.
last book.
The last battle is happening in the entire
The
book.
entire book.
Oh, okay, so stuff might be really popping off this book.
Yeah. And now that's not to say it's nonstop fight scenes or battle scenes.
It's
but like there is shit
non-stop
happening that is related to the
fight
last battle the
scenes.
entire time. And I don't mind telling you that because
Okay.
I knew that going in and it made me even more excited to get there.
That's making me excited.
Yeah.
Also sad, but excited.
It is sad. Listen, the
I
more
feel like the
more
body
we do
counts
this,
for the next 3 books are going to be pretty upsetting. Uh-oh, I did not like that face.
there's a lot of people dying in this.
In the next 3 books?
Yes.
I knew it. I knew that. Okay, yeah. I'm changing my answer. Logain definitely dies. Everyone dies. Everyone's dead except Rand. Wouldn't that be dramatic?
That'd be wild.
That'd be wild.
Well, anything else about Rodel and all this?
I really like him, and I hope we see more of him.
Well,
I think we will, because I think some shit's about to pop off in the Borderlands. I think that might be where Damon Dread's hanging out, because I can't think of where else he might possibly be.
I don't know if you remember, but when Guy Roberts is talking at different cons, people ask him, is there a book character who you would have liked to play if it weren't Uno? And he would consistently bring up the Little Wolf.
Is that Rodel?
Rodel Ituralda. I love Rodel fucking He's a short king with fucking makeup. He's got his fucking bedazzled face. I love this guy.
But I see a person of color playing.
Oh yeah,
Rodel
yeah,
Ituralda.
no, I do too.
Yeah, I feel like Rodel Ituralda, though I'll respect to Guy Roberts, because certainly I could be wrong there. But I just see, like, the guy who played Turok to me would also make a great Rodel Iturralde? Just give him a beard.
I see Rodel Iturralde as, in my head,
But he's gotta be
there's no
shorter.
correct answer, obviously, but I see him in my head as kind of maybe Indian or South Asian.
I can see that. Wait, oh, shit. Who's that guy? Who's that guy? Is a really good-looking actor.
Dev Patel?
No. I didn't think of Dev Patel.
He's a little young.
Yeah, no, I think he's too young. And he's not... No, there's another guy.
He's very Galad in my head.
Dev Patel?
Dev Patel.
I see that. Oh, who is he? Hold on. Yep. It's the guy who played the dad in that vampire show.
Yeah, you know, I don't know.
Rahul Kohli.
Oh, yeah. From Midnight Mass.
From Midnight Mass and Haunting of Bly Manor.
Ooh, yeah, okay.
Yes. That Wikipedia picture does not, in my mind, accurately represent what that man looks like.
Rahulkohli. His Wikipedia picture is bad, but if you just Google him, that's a good picture of him.
Yeah. That's my Rodel Iturralde right there.
I see it. In 20 years. 15 years.
Now.
Now?
Now. He's 38. He could do it. I mean, I guess he's a little on the young side. But, and there was another guy I was thinking of too. Hold on. There's definitely another guy I'm thinking of.
What about young Edward James Olmos? Younger Edward James Olmos.
I mean, yeah, but he's not...
He's a
gorgeous man of color.
He's Latino.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's Latino.
He is.
Yeah.
I forgot that about him.
Yeah.
I don't know why I forgot that about him. You're right. Yes. Then yes. That, yeah. That mustache picture, yeah.
Like Edward James Olmos in Miami Vice.
I see that. Hold on. There's another one, though. There's someone else I'm thinking of.
Or even
Damn
as
it.
Adama, honestly.
Well, I was also thinking Oscar Isaac.
Like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I see Oscar Isaac.
I think he's too much of it. Well, I don't know.
We're dreamcasting.
We can dreamcast. But yeah, I think he's up there for me as a potential. Oh my God, who else am I thinking of though? But yeah, Rahul Kohli for sure.
I think Pedro Pascal is too baby, even after Joel. But I don't know. That's an insane thing to say because he's not actually. All of his characters that he plays are these
there's
rugged
a
badasses.
Slight baby quality to them though still. Who was that guy? Okay, wait. Game of Thrones.
Oh, Alexander Siddig? Alexander Siddig would actually be great. That's Bashir.
Alexander Siddig, yeah.
Yeah, that's Bashir from Deep Space Nine. Oh, yeah,
That's who I was thinking.
That's the guy.
That's the guy I kept being like, who is that? Who is that?
Okay, we got to watch Deep Space Nine because he's the doctor on Deep Space Nine.
I like that guy. Yeah, that's who I was thinking of.
Yeah, you got to watch Deep Space Nine because he's the doctor on Deep Space Nine and he's like probably 26, 27. He is stunningly beautiful. He is so good.
Yeah, I love him.
How old was he?
He's a really good actor.
Yeah, he's like 30. Deep Space Nine is also my favorite
Alexander
Star Trek
Siddig?
show.
No, Alexander Siddig's 58.
No, when
56?
he's 58 now. When Deep Space Nine started.
Oh.
Yeah. When did Deep Space Nine start? 1998? No, 1993, I think. I should know this. Why should I know this?
But yeah, I think he'd be great. That's 93? What I was thinking of.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, this has been Fancasting with Ali and Gus for Rodel Iturralde specifically.
I think those are some good fan casts. I think Rahul Kohli is so...
He's great. He's great.
He's so great.
Chaotic internet presence, that man.
Does he?
Absolutely fucking bananas. In a good way.
It's in a good way, I thought.
In a good way, but absolutely bananas.
Good
Very
for him.
entertaining.
Good for him.
Very entertaining.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Oscar Isaac would be good too.
Oscar Isaac would be good
All
too.
three of the... Rafe, I humbly submit my folder of men I think would be great for him.
Well, thanks for listening, everyone. We have social media if you want to know what we've got going on. It's linked down below. We also have a Patreon if you want to support us that way. It's patreon.com/wheeltakes. And you can always leave us a rating and or a review, which helps a great deal. We also have merch if you want some. Other than that, anything else, Allie?
Edie and I are kissing.
Aww. Thanks for listening, everyone. Bye.